Luck by Chance, 2009, directed by Zoya Akhtar, starring actually her brother, Farhan Akhtar, who's the lead actor, and Konkana Sen, Rishi Kapoor, a bunch of other people who are kind of legendary Bollywood folks.
Mm-hmm.
But quick log line: when Vikram, who's the hero, gets trapped to play the male lead in a Bollywood film, he can't believe his luck, but it may ruin his relationship with his girlfriend. Horrible log line, but sure. Uh, this movie is kind of a good segment from what we were just talking about. I think this movie to me is about the all consuming obsession that people have about making movies. It doesn't matter what it takes, it doesn't matter how much it breaks you. You are there to face the rejection,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it takes. You just in it, and you know it every minute that this is probably not what I should be doing, but there's something seductive about this medium. There's something compelling inside of you to do this and only do this, which sort of keeps people going. I think that's what this movie is about.
Mm-hmm.
I also think this movie, and I'm so curious to hear your reactions because you haven't watched that many Indian movies, and probably not a movie that is set in the Bollywood world.
No, yeah.
So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. But I just think movie towns, no matter where you are in the world, are kind of like unique islands.
Mm,
And they're huge, but everybody knows everybody.
right.
A lot of magic is happening on the screen and behind the screens and under the table. And some of it is you, some of it is talents, a lot of it is luck. And I
Mm-hmm.
think this movie, maybe in a heavy-handed literal way, shows you that, but I think it's quite clever at the same time. Obviously it's a commentary on how it changes people, the
Mm-hmm.
cost it has on you, all of that stuff that we very well know about filmmaking. But that's not the stuff that sticks with me. I think what sticks with me is just the obsession of these people, just being in it and staying in it, and ultimately what happens to them. So that's why this movie is on my list. It also came out at a time which was very relevant to me. We talk a lot about timing of when you watch movies. So
Mm-hmm.
I watched this movie right after business school, when I was sort of toying with the idea that should I actually pursue something more creative or something
Mm.
more business like in the entertainment world. And I was looking for jobs. I was talking to studios, and watching this movie on repeat. And it's so funny to me watching this movie after, like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't seen it since. That the message of the movie is actually not super positive, and yet all I was taking away from the movie was, oh, I got to drop everything and do this.
You were seduced by
So
it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's it, case in point. That's what this world does, that you don't even see it. And then of course I tried, making some short films, and soon realized that, yeah, this is good, but I don't think I had that kind of hunger that
Mm.
you really need to stay in it and feel compelled like these people in this movie do. So I thought that that's why this movie has sort of lived with me. And I haven't revisited this whole time because I was almost scared to watch it again, and sort of relive, the stale air of my studio in Palo Alto
Mm.
watching this. I was like, I don't know if I want to inhabit that space again. But
Mm.
I suddenly remembered it. I was like, oh, okay, I think the time has come to face my demons. So I'm glad I rewatched it, and yeah, enjoyed it quite a bit. I think as a movie, it's Zoya Akhtar's first film, so it's a debut feature.
Okay.
I think it's quite accomplished. Like I said, it's heavy-handed at times, but I think from a performance standpoint, and this interesting line of it being a Bollywood kind of movie, but yet having something real and meaningful to say, it does that. It does walk that line. And it's a great display of, once again, the art and commerce thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Commerce undercuts art for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very much on display. So yeah, that's my number two, Luck by Chance.
Yeah, this film. So yeah, I've not seen maybe only one Bollywood film. I had a roommate in college who was from India,
Hmm.
and I can't remember the name, but something started with a D. It was a really long film. And beyond
They're all
that, like,
long,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Beyond that, like, I
literally.
had no real exposure directly to any Indian films or Bollywood. I just kind of knew what it the tone of it, and that's basically it. So this was really fun. Like I liked this film. I thought it was I really did focus a lot on the whole, I mean, it's called Luck by Chance. So there's that heavy theme through this is about luck is really what drives everything. And I thought that was really interesting and just fascinating that the main actor or the guy actor who's struggling to make it, it's only a series of random events of he had a grandfather clock that he wanted to donate to this set, and then that guy took him to a party when then he met this actress, and then she remembered him when he was auditioning. It's like all these random things that had nothing to do with his talent or even like his drive. He just was moving through life trying to do what he could, and then all of a sudden now he's a big
some
star.
drive like at that party for him to put himself out there and sort of charm people. And I think and again, that probably works 1 in a million, but the point is that you do have to put yourself out there, and that's he did.
No, that is true. Yeah, it's like your luck is happening, but you have to kind of take advantage of it. I think there was even a scene where they talk about that in the film. But that it's just, and again, that whole thing started only because one guy like dropped the main star dropped out of the film. So if he didn't decide to take this other project, none of these chain of events would have happened in the first place. And I thought that was really fascinating and just happens all the time in movies. Will Smith could have been in The Matrix, but he turned it down. And, Mission Impossible 2 changed the course of the world. We wouldn't have had Napster go down if it wasn't for that film. That film put Hugh Jackman in Wolverine. If that film had ran, if they had Cassie and McKellen like they originally were going to, and it ran over, he wouldn't have been in Lord of the Rings. He wouldn't have been in X-Men. So many things would have been changed, and that's all luck. And I think what this movie does really well is kind of address that. I liked the ending too, where he is successful, but it's at a cost, and he's not really happy, and he ruins other aspects of his life. And his girlfriend or former girlfriend, hey, she's just a working actress, and she's kind of okay with that. I got at the end, like happy ending for her. She's like, look, I don't need to be a big star. No. I'm just going to be a working actor and be happy with my life. And there's tons of those people. I know a lot of working actors, and they're obviously at one point they might have wanted to be Tom Cruise, but at some point, hey, it's a job. You like doing it. You get roles and you enjoy the craft, and that's all that you really need. And it's not always about that, that big success, getting that, being biggest star in the world. So I liked that. I thought it was a good positive message at the end. But yeah, it was a little over melodramatic at times. But again, I think that's just part of the genre. That's how things are done. And but no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun look at, and to your point earlier too, fun look at an industry, but entertainment industry around the world are all the same. It's all a small town. All that one producer guy, he knows everyone doing favors. Same things happen in Hollywood. Same things happen, in all the major film industries. So I thought that was just universal. It's a universal story for sure.
It's a universal story. I mean, you were mentioning this earlier. Every director, every auteur has his or her own version of movie about making movies. I can so see like a Tarantino version of this story. Who's famous for revisionist history and such, or Spielberg handling a movie like this. What would that look like? And that's to your point, like this is such a universal story. But yeah, the other contrast between the two leads is also she's for the first half of the movie just waiting,
right? Yeah.
And I think that's sort of the other thing. And he even yells at her at there's a dialogue that if you want to do something, go do something. Right. Why are you waiting? And that's easier said than done, of course. But I think I love sort of how there's a contrast between the two in the beginning, which is sort of tipping more towards his favor, but then towards the end, it's almost the opposite. That it's still a contrast, but she's happier and successful on her own terms, as opposed to he probably not.
Right, exactly. Like they both were successful and kind of getting what I think they wanted, but only one is happy, and the other one is clearly, he's not. He doesn't like being the big sar.
Yeah,
who knows what's going to happen to him? But yeah, it's definitely recommend folks if you love movies, and especially movies about movies, checking this out. It's I think it was on Prime, right? It's free to stream on Prime, so definitely available out there. So I recommend checking it out. Hey there, it's Alex. If you like the review and discussion Karan and I just had, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Movies That Shaped Us, to get full episodes. Every other Wednesday, Karan and I cover a topic around important people, places, events, and moments in our lives, and then explore it through 3 of our favorite movies. Subscribe right now, or follow our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts via the link in the description below. Hope you join us for the journey.